Hello, friends. So I have recently found out about pelvic floor physical therapy and diastasis recti. I have 7 children. Oldest is 17 and my youngest is 5, and I've just now found out about this. So, good news is you can start repairing your core muscles by doing just some simple exercises. Yoga and Pilates are also great. I found my exercises mostly from YouTube. I had heard about Mutu systems as well, so if you want to pay for a really good system, I've heard great things about them. Go ahead and search them up. I have done pelvic floor physical therapy myself, so I thought I should just teach my friends. I condensed some videos, found some videos that I now do my own workout from, taking like different exercises that most of them seem to have on them, and thought, well, I should just do this for some friends of mine because it has totally helped my diastasis recti and my pelvic floor. So one thing is, I'll teach you how to find out if you have diastasis recti. Most likely you have it if you've had more than 2 children, unless you've been doing like Pilates and yoga or other core exercises, not abs though. It's really important that you do not do an ab workout until you fix your diastasis recti, your core muscles first. There's so many muscles before you get to your abs, and if you have diastasis recti and you do ab workouts, you can actually give yourself a hernia or hurt your body more. So I obviously had been doing ab workouts. They weren't doing much for me because my core was not even fixed at all. So now that I've just been doing these for probably a couple months now, a month and a half or 2 months, probably 6 weeks, I have already seen a huge change in my diastasis recti and my core muscles. So, and then pelvic floor physical therapy, if you have any type of pain in your pelvic floor area from a tampon or intercourse or just anything. I actually had this really weird rectal contraction last year and had no clue what was going on. It lasted for 30 minutes and it was very painful, and because now that I've done pelvic floor physical therapy, they told me that is a poor pelvic floor health. So basically, even though it seemed like, well, it was a strong contraction, well, if your body can't naturally relax, then it's also showing that it's weak when it contracts and can't relax on its own either. So I'm going to teach you a couple exercises that can help that as well. Of course, I have no professional training, so this is just to help you guys out. And yeah, for you to go research and find out more stuff, I just wish I would have known a few things. Okay, first thing first, when you lay down, if you most likely have diastasis recti, you should always go from your side to your back in this way. To find out if you have diastasis recti, you're going to get in this position. Put your hand around about your belly button and do a very small crunch. Remember, ab workouts are not good. So when you crunch up, you'll feel that split. Now when you turn that your fingers this way to find out how many finger split you have. When I first started, I had at least 3.5, close to 4. I now only have about a 1. I can almost fit 2, so about 1.5 fingers is my split. And basically that's anything more than, if you have a 2-finger or more split in your 6-pack, is diastasis recti. So in the morning, before I get out of bed, I do a butterfly stretch laying down. This helps your pelvic floor muscles, just helps open up this area. This is a exercise I learned from pelvic floor physical therapy. You should do this at least twice a day. So I do it in the morning before I get out of bed and at night before I go to sleep for about 1.5 minutes. You just sit like this. You can always pulse or hold your Kegel. I'm sorry if I don't say it the way you do. It's either Kegel or Kegel. I'm going to say Kegel, okay? So you can hold that. So you do that about a minute and a half, just a relaxed stretch, okay? However your legs fall, just let them just fall that way. Okay, then you turn onto your side. I would say this is like the number one pelvic floor exercise is this. So when you do a pelvic floor Kegel, I don't know if that's what I said I was going to say, but let's say Kegel now. You're going to hold, you'll also feel it in your rectal muscle too. That's your whole pelvic floor area. You're going to hold, you can pulse it. When I first started at pelvic floor physical therapy, I was like, I don't know if I feel it. Like I could not feel that I was pulsing it at all. So now it's gotten way stronger. And so you pulse for 5 and then hold it for 5 seconds. And that's 1 rep. You can do that rep 10 times if you can, and now you want to do that at least 3 times a day. So if you could do 15 and then 15 at night, if it's easier for you to just do them in the morning in bed and in night before you go to sleep. So do 15 reps in the morning and 15 reps at night. And then as you start doing this every day, twice a day, you'll start holding your Kegel and pulsing your Kegel way more. Like in the car, I do it now. It's just a lot more easy to remember to do our Kegel exercises. Now, when you're holding your pee, that's not a good Kegel exercise. Also, if you're having to pee way too much in the day, or you can't hold it at night, which is still a problem of mine, but I've gone down. It's not, I used to go at least 3 to 4 times at night, and now I'm usually just once a night going to the bathroom. So going to the bathroom too often, you have poor pelvic floor health. So just though the Kegel muscle, just strengthening it by pulsing and holding. And the longer you can start, after you do this for a couple weeks, you can maybe start holding it for 10 seconds. Like to learn to hold it for longer and to really be able to feel it is the strongest. You're gonna start strengthening that pelvic floor. Okay, so those are some 2 biggest pelvic floor help. Now, a core exercise that I like is I get in this position. If you have like a ring or an elastic band, you can put that around your legs. That helps too. I forgot to bring mine out, but I do have one. Before doing any kind of lifting, you want to make sure you are like engaged, your core muscles are engaged. So basically for me, I just like push them out. That kind of engages mine. Then so your strong core now, hold your Kegel and tilt your pelvic and then lift. And then slowly release it all. And then you're gonna do it again. So strong core, hold your Kegel, tilt, lift. And I do these, I do 10 reps. I now do 30, but when I first started, so tighten, hold, tilt, and lift. When I first started, I only did 10, and then I got stronger, and now I do 30. That's one. Another one is, again, strong core, so hold it out, hold your Kegel, and lower one leg, lift, still be holding, keep it tight and strong, lift, do 10 reps of those. Before lifting your legs at all, you want to engage that core again, sorry. So tight core, lift your legs. This is another exercise. And I drop and I do about 10 of these. If you can do that and holding your Kegel each time, then you're also doing your pelvic floor health. So your pelvic floor and your core basically connect all right here. They are work together. So it works well that you can hold your Kegel with your core muscles being engaged as well. Okay, so those three, and then another one I do is, again, engage your core, hold your Kegel, lift my arms, and I hold this position for 10 seconds. When I first started, I was probably only holding for 5, so do what you can. And then you're gonna do that 10 times. After you do these for about 2 weeks on your back, unless you already feel like your core isn't that weak, you can start doing some on your hands and knees. But now you have gravity against you, so it's if you have a pretty wide diastasis recti, I would say wait until you strengthen it longer. Or if you have any type of hernia, you don't want to do this position. You want to stay just on your back until you get stronger and stronger. Okay, now another one, really, these are all very low intensity, that's why I like them. So, but they really do start strengthening. Like I said, I had a good 3.5, almost 4 finger split, and now it's only about 1.5. And I've only been doing it for about 6 weeks. So you'll see a huge change. Okay, so get in this position. Your back should be flat. I'm sorry if mine isn't. I can't tell ever. I'm like, back flat, and then engage your core, and just push out. Like basically just engage for a 5-second hold. Very low intensity. Oh, and hold that Kegel. Okay, and then relax. Again, engage your core, hold your Kegel for 5 seconds. You can do 10 reps of those. After you do that, you can do engage your core. You can just hold your Kegel, lift one arm, lift the other. You can do that for 10 reps, and then then you'll do your legs. So engage your core, hold your Kegel, lift, about 10 reps. If you feel like you can do them together at the same time, you can do that as well. So engage your core, hold your Kegel, opposite hand and arm. I'm not supposed to like maneuver so much, but I do, so I'm not very good at that one. Okay, those are those, and then another really good one is you get in like a ballerina type position a little bit. Basically your feet are like hip length apart and pointed toes out. And now you're going to engage your core, so really strong core, hold your Kegel, and just drop down. And again, keep holding for about 10 reps. And hold. At first, I could barely tell if I was holding it while I was going down, but now I could feel that I for sure am. And after you get better and stronger, you could do more. Another one is if you have a band at home, you can put the band on your legs right here. You're going to engage your core, a really strong core, hold your Kegel, just dip down a little and slide. While you're sliding, you're holding that Kegel and you're staying straight. And you're gonna do it in a long hallway, and you're gonna come back and you're holding it the whole way. I think those are basically the ones. I mean, they did one more thing at pelvic floor physical therapy. They put me on a machine that I can't do at home, and just had really strengthened or just like had like a little bit of I wouldn't say shock, but a pull to help make me hold my Kegel the same time that the pull would pull, and then it would relax, then I would relax, and then I would do it again. The rest of these exercises, what I've learned from pelvic floor physical therapy. Another good one. I don't know if I'll be able to really show you. I'll show you just sitting, but in a chair, you'd sit in a chair, and if you just have a soft ball about this size or a ring, you can put it right here. And then while your body's engaged and straight, and you're gonna hold your Kegel and just hold that ball in for like 5 seconds while you hold your Kegel, and then relax and do, I would say 20 reps when you first start. Again, I've upped all my reps to 30, probably after a few weeks. I started slowly upping my reps, and now 30 is my daily routine. Another thing that it really helped was just how it helped my posture. I started to really be more aware of my posture, and I bought a band to help me just for the first few weeks to remind me, like, oh yeah, well, I'm walking around the house, to keep my posture in, and it has helped like so much. I feel like my tummy's not just like sitting out all the time, and it will help your back as well as you fix your posture. So those are some exercises that I hope will help you, and that I wish I would have learned 17 years ago. So good luck. Bye.